What is up, guys? It is VS here, and look at this weird setup here. I got a KSG, I got the Guardian, the War Machine, the AGR. You know, I don't see these streaks used very often. And the reason I'm using these is because I try to get all the calling cards for the different things, you know, just collect them all as much as I can. And by doing that, you know, it makes me use all these weird stuff. In this game, I just happened to do really well, and it was just one of those dream lobbies, those once a year, if you're lucky, lobbies. Everybody, there's like 3 split screeners, and they were all just playing really scrubby. Like they didn't know what was going on. Like they just got the game or something. It was just an amazing lobby. But I ended up with 72-2 was the final score, I believe, using the Guardian, the War Machine, and the AGR. And you'll see I haven't used these streaks much. You'll see from the challenges that I get, I think I get like the 15 kills with the AGR. And that's the first 15 kills with the AGR. I think I've used the AGR once or twice before just to try it out. But going for the challenges and stuff, it kind of made me use these more. And the War Machine, it's surprising how good it was. I thought it just straight up sucked. Like, you know, it's a noob tube, nobody likes it, nobody wants to see it used. But you'll see I actually go to work with it, especially at the end. It was a really nice feat at the end, but you'll see that when it gets to it. Anyway, what I was talking about, what I want to talk about in this commentary is not really the gameplay, but it is a good gameplay to go with the topic, and that topic is how to keep Black Ops 2 fresh, especially if you're a commentator slash YouTuber like I am. And I have a couple ways to make it maybe a little bit more enjoyable. If you're a gameplay channel, you probably won't like some of my ideas as much, but you know, you can decide that when I say them. If you're a casual player, this is the biggest way I've found to keep this game moving and fresh. Go for the diamond camos on all the guns. That forces you to use every single gun out there. And I'm not just talking about the assault rifles and the SMGs. You know, save those for last. Start with the shotguns and the snipers. I know this is horrible because I'm encouraging the shotgun and sniper usage, but it really does make the game enjoyable. The KSG, I just started running around with it the other day, and I've been having so much fun just doing it. You can just tear through the spawn because it's a one-shot with, you know, medium range, short to medium range. It just feels really awesome. And you know, the R870 is pretty much like that, except I still feel pretty scrubby when I'm using that, so I don't try to use that much. The KSG though, you know, me personally, I like using these underused guns, and the KSG isn't used too much. It's kind of like the R870's younger brother, you might say, because they're both really strong, but most people stick with the R870 due to its reliability, which I find the KSG more reliable. But that's just me. I don't know. The R870. There have been times that I've stood right beside somebody, shot them, it didn't kill them, shot them again, and it still didn't kill them, and then they'd turn and use theirs and one-shot me. So I don't know what's up with that, but I like the KSG because it's either going to be one shot or a 2-shot, depending on how far away they are, but they have to be a good distance for that. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Using stuff you don't use very often to keep this game fresh, and you know, it's not just restricted to guns. That also includes score streaks like you see I'm using. If you have a hard time getting the high streaks, then just use some of the streaks, the lower streaks that you have never used before. Try the War Machine. I don't think many people use it. I personally haven't seen it used very often. And when I have, it's most generally in a care package. And use the Death Machine and the Sentry Gun. You know, I know some of the stuff is more used in objective games, but if you personally don't use it, try it out. You know, you might find a lot of fun with it. And the Dragonfire, that thing will tear it up in hardcore, so definitely give that a try too. But if you can get the high streaks, still just, you know, try some of the streaks that are different, that you don't always do. It keeps the game a little bit more fresh. It's not just constantly a VSAT going up and then dogs coming in, a swarm coming in. It's a change up of things, you know. It's really cool. The escort drone, I changed that up, you know, a long time ago. I used to just use VSAT, dog, swarm, and then I changed it up a little bit slowly. I used stealth chopper, VSAT, and escort drone, and that was just an awesome, you know, it wasn't like horribly high streaks, and you could kind of recycle them easily because the stealth chopper and the escort drone would just go to work together along with the VSAT, which you'd have, and you know, everybody knows just how good the VSAT is, but you don't have to use that, you know, just use different things. Use the RCXD. That thing is never used. I mean, I don't really blame people, it kind of sucks, but hey, you can help people get that one, the challenge to get like the Tomahawk on it. I can't remember, I can't really think right now, I'm kind of tired, but you know, you can help other people get that challenge and stuff, and change your game a little bit while doing so. if you find yourself using the same gun over and over, like I use the MSMC and the PDW pretty much the whole first couple months of this game, which, I mean, it's not even that old, but you know what I'm trying to say here. And then I switched it up. I mean, you know, I've been running around with the Scorpion with the KSG, and these are guns that I don't normally use. And you know, when you switch guns, then not only is it something different, but you might find that you can do better with these guns. The Scorpion, you know, I've said before, not necessarily in the commentary, but I've said before, it can't be beat up close except for maybe a shotgun. The Scorpion is amazing. And if you've just used the PDW and the MSMC and all these guns that are just constantly used, you know, the AN-94, it's going to get boring really fast. You got to change your game up a little bit. You know, use the SWAT. I mean, I know some of these guns aren't very good, but you know, you might be surprised just how much better they are than you originally thought. And because of that, it changes up the game, and it makes it, you know, it brings something new in. You can work towards getting your gold and diamond camos with that as well. That's kind of what got me into using these different weapons. I was going for the shotgun camo, and I just finished up the S12, so I moved on to the KSG, and after using it a little bit, I'm like, man, you know, I really like this gun. I think I'll stick with it some. And even after I get it gold, I probably will still run around with it because it's just a really fun gun to use. Same with the sniper. If you just constantly use the DSR, try the ballista. I mean, try the XPR. I don't really like semi-auto snipers, but if you can manage with them, then definitely try those out because it, you know, like I've just said 5 times right in this commentary, it changes up the game. It makes it more enjoyable. But this game's wrapping up really fast. I know I cut out some of the more boring parts. That's why I skipped around some. But if you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. Let me know what guns you guys usually use and what you might try now that I've kind of put out this different view on the game. But anyway, guys, I will catch you in my next video. And please leave some feedback if you'd like to. But until next video, I'll catch you all later.
Securing A. Securing B.
Kill confirmed.